Amsterdam Mohawks get set to take on the Saugerties Stallions at Shuttleworth for the last time this season, as they have put on quite a show in their first four contests here. The season series is currently tied at 4 games apiece. They've played 8. This will be the 9th, and they also head to Saugerties July 30th to play a 10th game. But this will be the last game here at Shuttleworth Park between the two teams in a action-packed season that has seen a bench clearing brawl here. We've seen rain delays, double headers, tons of home runs, and clutch hitting, and also position players pitching. These have been some pretty wild games between these teams, huh, Justin? Thursday night, they held on to a 9-8 win over the Glens Falls Dragons in a game where at one point they were up 6-0 after 3 runs were scored in the first inning. Notable runs, first on an RBI single by Michael Ludwig, and then an RBI double by Joe Genord, and then a 3-run home run by Tanner Allen in the second put Amsterdam up 6-0, but they eventually would relinquish that lead, as it was actually first off, a sloppily played game by the Mohawks, 4 total errors, 6 total, I believe, in the game.
Yeah, that was 4 errors, but honestly probably should have been a couple more, just as poor baseball plays that weren't necessarily errors, per se, for scoring purposes. Yeah,
as they just allowed the game to continue to go. It ended up going pretty long, over 3 hours and 15 minutes probably.
Yep.
So, which, of course, is a pretty long-running game for a baseball game that doesn't have to be held up by commercial breaks and stuff like that. But the other part of the game that was notable for the Mohawks is that it was a staff day, in the sense of it was just bullpen pitchers that came out. Tyler Stafflinger out of New Jersey Institute of Technology started the game. He only went 2 innings of scoreless ball, but then the Mohawks brought in several other pitchers after that, including a debut for the 2018 season for former 2017 PGCBL All-Star Carter Napick out of UMass. So it was cool to see him back. He only threw 1 inning, giving up 3 runs, but at least now he's back on the mound and will work towards making more appearances here at Shuttleworth and on the road to finish out the regular season, as his twin brother, Brooks Napick, has appeared in several games for the Mohawks this season already. As we will now get set to introduce the Mohawks here onto the field at Shuttleworth Park, I'll take you through the starting lineups first for the visiting Saugerties Stallions. Batting first, the right fielder out of Stetson College, number 22, Cameron Coakley. Batting second, the shortstop out of the University of Minnesota, number 7, Jordan Kodzicki. Batting third, the catcher out of the University of Virginia, number 26, Cameron Comer. Batting cleanup, the second baseman out of St. Bonaventure University, number 20, Tyler Kelder. Batting fifth, the left fielder out of Butler University, number 3, James Gargano. Batting sixth, the first baseman out of Lemoyne College, number 44, Andrew Taft. Batting seventh, the designated hitter out of Stetson College, number 42, Danny Martin. Batting eighth, the center fielder out of the University of Minnesota, number 16, Easton Bertrand. And batting ninth, the third baseman out of Nyack College, number 23, Stallions will be number 29, Noah Stone, out of Arkansas State. we'll go over his numbers when he takes the mound in the bottom of the first. But now to look over the Mohawks starting lineup for tonight. Batting first, the center fielder out of St. John's University, number 8, Mike Antico, as he's become a fixture for probably the rest of the season at the top of the order. Batting second, the second baseman out of Mississippi State, number 3, Tanner Allen. Batting third, the right fielder out of Wake Forest University, number 33, Michael Ludwig. Batting fourth, the designated hitter out of Wake Forest University, number 39, Shane Muntz. Batting fifth, the first baseman out of South Florida University, number 31, Joe Genord. Batting sixth, playing shortstop out of Mississippi State, number 25, Justin Foscue. Batting seventh, the third baseman out of Manhattan College, number 20, Richie Barella. Batting eighth, playing catcher out of Manhattan College, number 37, Matt Padre. And batting ninth, good to see him back, making his return in a Mohawks uniform, playing left field out of Morehead State College, number 14, Jake Hammond, as he has returned from a concussion is in the lip after getting hit in the head with a pitch in a game at Sienna Field against the Albany Dutchmen a couple of weeks ago. So I believe actually we're only about 10 days removed from the accident, so it's really good to see him already back and ready to play, as he'll be able to play the field, and he'll be batting ninth. And on the mound for the Mohawks will be 2018 PGCBL All-Star, number 38, Zach Durant out of Herkimer. Zach this season is currently in the league second in ERA in all of the PGCBL with a 1.85 ERA.
That's of qualified pitchers, and he's 1.83-1 as we take a break here for the national anthem.
Yeah, as we will pause here as the flag comes on. Wonderful rendition of the national anthem there by the crowd here at Shuttleworth Park. Everyone joined in on the instrumental of the Star Spangled Banner as we remove our Star Spangled Banner held by Mohawks players and sponsors from the, I believe, the Doug O'Bray instructional camp first are out there, and also sponsors from St. Mary's Healthcare, who is sponsoring tonight, as we have actually also a jersey giveaway tonight. If you want to touch on that a little bit, Justin, we have only one jersey tonight. In the past, we've had a full set where the entire team wears usually pink jerseys, and it's in support of breast cancer or cancer in general for St. Mary's Healthcare. But now we will just have one jersey tonight. We are selling raffle tickets. It's $1 for one ticket, and then as you go up, you can purchase like 15 for $10. So if you get a chance, come on down to Shuttleworth Park, put your name in for that. Those raffle tickets will be sold up until the 7th inning, and that's when we will announce a winner, as whoever gets their raffle ticket pulled will win a jersey, a pink one from last season that has been signed by all of the 2018 Mohawks. As we've had quite a talented bunch here playing at Shuttleworth Park. As we have our first pitch people coming out tonight, sponsors from St. Mary's Healthcare.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have quite a few people out here.
Also, for everyone to know at home, all of the proceeds from the raffle tickets that are bought to win that jersey go towards annual cancer screenings that happen at St. Mary's Hospital here in Amsterdam every year, and for other hospitals sponsored by St. Mary's Healthcare.
And next, from Driscoll Foods.
That should be pretty exciting. I know the fans, the season ticket holders, I've talked to some of them, have a lot of their tickets bought and they're ready, hoping to win, but it only takes one. So, I mean, I've seen some people go up and buy one ticket because they know that's the one that's going to win.
Hey, sometimes you just need to.
But you know, even if you lose, it still goes to charity. So.
Yeah, nothing bad about that. As we'll look at Zach Durant's numbers on the mound this season. This will be his 6th start. He's made 10 appearances and has started 5 games. He's thrown 34 innings, given up 27 hits and only 8 runs. Only 7 of the runs are earned, as he has walked 16 and struck out 37. He's 3-1 with an ERA of 1.85. Mentioned that is currently 2nd in the PGCBL.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look at these two beautiful.
As tonight we did some math beforehand, he would have to go at least 4 scoreless to take the lead over Devin Phillips, who is a starter for the Albany Dutchman. He has a 1.67 ERA to start the night. And he is mainly a starter for Albany and did not start their game that started at 5:05 against Glens Falls. So we don't expect him to at least pitch tonight. So after today, Zach Durant does have an opportunity to take the lead in ERA in the PGCBL.
And this is Zach Durant's third time pitching against the Saugerties Stallions, although it is his first time at home.
Yeah, as the first 2 starts came against Saugerties at Cantine Veterans Memorial Field.
And through 2 starts, he has a win and a loss over 11 innings. He's given up 3 runs, 2 in a 7-inning start and 1 in a 4-inning start. Looks pretty solid. He's got 9 strikeouts in his last start against them, which was the win, and pretty much since his last game at Saugerties, his ERA has dropped consistently.
Yeah, as he has certainly proven why he was picked to be a PGCBL All-Star this season. He did not get into the PGCBL All-Star game that we know of in Elmira this past Tuesday, but he did make the trip out there with the 3 other Amsterdam Mohawks that got selected. Ryan McLinsky out of Seton Hall, Richie Barella, who is playing third base tonight out of Manhattan College, and Elvis Peralta Jr., who is not in the starting lineup tonight. And that's another storyline here to focus on, as the Mohawks have gotten a lot of guys back from injury, and Elvis Peralta Jr., since coming back from the All-Star game where he was named an All-Star, he's been batting .312. He leads the league in extra base hits with 20, as he might be tied for that now, but he at least has a share of that stat lead. And right now he's not in the lineup, but I think that's more of the Mississippi State Mohawks, so to speak, the 2 guys that came in late, Tanner Allen and Justin Foscue. They're in the starting infield tonight. Foscue playing shortstop, Tanner Allen playing second base. So I don't think it's anything against Elvis Peralta Jr. It's just that they've just been so hot hitting that it's hard for Coach Griff to sit them.
Yeah, I mean, both of the Mississippi State Mohawks that are hitters have come in. They're batting over 300. Both of them, Allen at 306, Foscue at 357, as we get ready for our first pitch here.
You'll be Cameron Coakley out of Stetson College playing right field tonight. The lefty will lead off against Durant.
I think perhaps just as important as Durant pitching is his battery mate Matt Padre making his first start behind the plate.
Absolutely, as that first pitch misses away, and we are underway here at Shuttleworth Park.
He's coming back from injury, so it's his first start behind the plate in a while, not just.
Yeah, as Matt Padre made it into the game Thursday night here at Shuttleworth, as that one misses away, it's 2-0. We mentioned the Mohawks were off yesterday, so they haven't played since Thursday. But yeah, Matt Padre starting once again behind the plate, which definitely helps out Shane Muntz, who has usually had to start behind the plate, or sometimes Joe Genord. That one's caught and missed as Durant gets a strike over. It's 2-1 now.
And that doesn't mean it's an off day for either of them. They're both in the lineup. Muntz is DHing, Genord's at first, so it's pretty much an all hands on deck as far as that catching triplet goes.
Yeah, is now also Jake Hammond in left field. As that one is caught and missed. Nice pitch there from Durant. Fastball inside, and the evens at 2-2. We mentioned it's awesome to see Jake Hammond back. He is playing left field, batting ninth. And before his injury, he actually batted 6 for 7 with 3 RBIs, I believe, in his last 2 games before that. That one cut on and missed by Coakley. And Durant has his first strikeout of the day for the first out.
Batting second, the shortstop from Minnesota.
They'll bring up Jordan Kozicki, shortstop out of the University of Minnesota. Kozicki on the season is hitting .286, 18 for 63 with 13 runs scored, 5 doubles, and 6 RBIs as the first pitch into him is fouled off. It'll be 0-1. This game has huge implications on the PGCBL East Division, not only for Saugerties, as they're currently 2.5 back of the leading Amsterdam Mohawks, as that curveball is in there for a called strike, and Durant's quickly ahead 0-2. But this game has big implications on who may win the season series, as well, as we're currently tied 4 games apiece. They play 10 games, and we're not completely sure on the tiebreaker after that. We're maybe total runs scored in the games played against each other, as that one misses off the play. It'll be 1-2. If so, I think Amsterdam would be in the lead, as they have a couple of blowout wins against Saugerties, even though they've played each other pretty closely, as that one misses low and away. Evens at 2-2. But that means that if Saugerties wins, they only would be a game and a half back after tonight. However, if they lose, that puts them 3.5 back in third place, as that one is lifted into right center field, and it will drop in and go all the way to the wall. Mike Antica will field it as Kozicki strolls into second base with a 1-out double. That's his 6th of the year. So that'll bring up Cameron Comer out of the University of Virginia.
Batting third, the catcher from Virginia, number 26.
Kozicki is in that top tier of Saugerties hitters this season with a .286 overall average, and the team overall does not have the highest batting average. They're 12th in the league of 13.
As that one is fouled off down the left field line out of play. 0-1. Comer, coming into today, had exactly 100 at-bats as a Stallion this season. He has 31 hits, so he's hitting .310 with 14 runs scored, 8 extra base hits, including 1 home run, and 19 RBIs, which is currently second on the Stallions, as that one is fouled off once again. And Durant's quickly ahead 0-2. As the main name of the game for Saugerties has been timely hitting this season to go with a quality pitching staff, as their ERA is 6th in the league with a 4.74 clip, as that one is cut and missed and held. It actually was tipped, but it's held by Padre, and Comer is down for the second out.
You know, we were joking before the game that Durant's 21 strikeouts behind the league lead for strikeouts, but he already has 2 tonight, so he's chipping away.
Chipping away. He just has to keep it up. Only 3 strikeouts an inning. Definitely doable, as Tyler Kelder steps in out of St. Bonaventure.
put Durant the stellar season so far.
First pitch into Kelder is a curveball on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
He has a chance at leading the league in wins. He's up there in strikeouts, down low in ERA as you'd want, and so all in all, I mean, if we have to go into a one-game playoff.
That pitch is lofted into left center field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Jake Hammond fields it, but he will not be able to get Jordan Kodzicki, who comes in to score, as the Saugerties Stallions quickly take a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Tyler Kelder, who's a returnee from the 2017 Saugerties squad that lost to Amsterdam in the first round of the PGCBL playoffs. As I'm sure he is very hungry to try and beat out Amsterdam this season, as we'll get a little bit more into how the PGCBL playoffs work. We talked about it last broadcast on Thursday, but if you haven't gotten a chance to tune in, as the first pitch into the 5-hitter, James Gargano, is high and away, 1-0. The left fielder out of Butler University is currently hitting .242 for the Stallions, 24 for 99, as that pitch misses away once again. Durant now behind 2-0, as he did a good job of getting ahead in the count on both the 3 and 4 hitters, Comer and Kelder. But a nice lofted looper into left center gives Saugerties their first run of the game, as that one's cut on and missed, 2-1 count. But now that all but shuts the door on Zach Durant trying to get the ERA lead tonight, as we kind of determined that he would have to go 9 innings of one-run ball, I think, to even tie it. So his ERA, I think, now can't even improve, as that one is low, and it'll be 3-1 now.
Yeah, he'd have to go like 6 or 7 innings, I believe, to decrease his ERA and not give up any more runs. So one of the hard parts about having an ERA that low, I guess, if you call it
It's hard to improve on, as that one is in there for a called strike. And that makes the count full here with 2 outs. Runner on first base. Saugerties already up 1-0 on the RBI single by Tyler Kelder. Kelder came into today leading Saugerties in at-bats, too. It looks like he's the only guy that's been here the entire season. He's played 35 games. That one is grounded up the middle, hits off of the pitcher, and is fielded by the third baseman, Varela, but he has no play, as that 2-out single will put runners on first and second here with 2 outs, and Andrew Taft out of Lemoyne College stepping up. That one just kind of bad luck, but if it didn't hit off of Durant on the pitcher's mound, it probably would have been a base hit up the middle anyways.
Yeah, we'd be looking at probably runners on first and third instead of runners at first and second.
So he might have done a good job of just keeping it in the infield. Taft, the big slugging right-handed hitter out of Lemoyne, boots that one to the right side, but it is snagged by the first baseman, Joe Genord, who takes it himself. And the Mohawks get out of the inning, as Saugerties scores 1 run on 3 hits, an RBI single by Tyler Kelder, but they strand 2, no errors in the inning. We will head to the bottom of the first with the score. The Saugerties Stallions 1, the Amsterdam Mohawks coming to bat. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Mike Antico will lead off the bottom of the first inning here for the Mohawks as they face off against Noah Stone out of Arkansas State. First pitch from Stone into Antico is low and away, 1-0. Fun fact about Noah Stone is that if you can tell from our broadcast, he's a rather large individual. He is listed at 6'8", 275. As that pitch misses outside, it'll be 2-0 here to Antico, who improved on his average after last game, going 3 for 5. He's now hitting .291 here in Amsterdam.
Stone must have not been so great as a basketball player in high school. Now.
Yeah, yeah, they must have just said, hey, you better hop on the mound, man. You got some power. As that one is on the inside corner for a called strike. It'll be 2-1 here to Antico. Mike also has 23 runs scored, which is good enough for second on the team, trailing only Elvis Peralta Jr. That one fouled right back, evens at 2-2. Also, our apologies if you hear any wind interference, as we have wind guards on our mics, but they're not high quality, so our apologies if you hear the rustling, as we have a breezy day here at Shuttleworth. Wind blowing through the grandstand, but it looks like out, as that one is slapped to the left side. Shortstop Kazicki fields it and throws the first, as he'll get Antico by half a step for the first out.
And Antico's, he makes every play, even in the infield, little ground balls. He rushes every play for the fielders, that they have to move quickly and can't really take their time. So you see a lot more errors when Antico's running, just out of them having to rush the play.
Yeah, it throws off people's timing. They think they have another half a second to, pump fake to get a little bit closer for the throw. As Tanner Allen steps to the plate, he came in to round here by Florida Georgia line as his walk-up song as he takes the first pitch, strike 0-1. But that matters because I believe before that he was using another country artist, but it is now changed as the Mohawks, several of them change over the season, as that one will be grounded down to first base. Nice snag by Andrew Taft, who takes it himself for the second out. This will bring up Michael Ludwig, the right fielder out of Wake Forest University.
And Coach today has stacked, once again, the Wake Forest boys, going Michael Ludwig and Shane Muntz back-to-back.
And he's also stacked the Manhattan boys, as in the 7 and 8 holes are Barella and Padre.
So,
as Michael Ludwig is the recovery sports hitman of the day here at Shuttleworth Park. First pitch into him from Stone. Off-speed pitch misses high and away, 1-0. Stone's numbers so far on the season for Saugerties. This is his 8th start. He's made 7 starts and 8 appearances total, thrown 36 innings, given up 34 hits in those innings, 21 runs, and 17 of those runs are earned. As that pitch misses high, it's 2-0 now here to Ludwig. Stone has walked 15 and has struck out 42 as he leads the Saugerties staff in strikeouts. He is 2-3 with a 4.25 ERA as that pitch is taken for a strike by Ludwig, 2-1. Mike didn't seem to enjoy where that pitch was called, but kind of just leaned back and didn't say anything. The 2-1 is Kahn and fouled back, and that'll leave it at 2-2. I would say we've kind of, for everyone who has gotten a chance to watch our interview with Michael Ludwig and Shane Muntz, first off, they're both great guys coming out of Wake Forest University, playing very well here for the Mohawks. Both of them are actually hitting .342 exactly. For Ludwig, that is in 120 at-bats. For Muntz, only 73, but regardless, it's kind of crazy to see both of them have that exact success at the plate as the 2-2 misses away, and that runs the count full. But the other thing that I would say about both of the guys is that Mike Ludwig seems to kind of be on the happier side of stuff on the field, as that one is pop fouled on the left field line. That's not to say that Shane Muntz is the third baseman, Alvarado, gave that a look, but it goes out of play. But not to say that Shane Muntz isn't happy out there, but I think that Shane is a little more. I think that Shane is a little more fueled by the couple of calls that might not go his way, and I think that actually drives him. As that one is kind of missed, as Ludwig asked the umpire if that's a strike there, but he goes down for the strikeout to end the inning as Stone throws a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. As we will head to the second here at Shuttleworth Park with the score of the Amsterdam Mohawks down 1-0 to the Saugerties Stallions. You are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Danny Martin, the designated hitter for Saugerties, steps in as he takes the first pitch off the plate for a ball. It will be 1-0 here as Zach Durant gave up an early run. And this, Justin, you mentioned this isn't really where we expect Saugerties to, or excuse me, Amsterdam to be, as that one is flown out to center field. And Mike Antico takes a few steps over to his right to make the catch for the first out.
Yeah, we haven't been behind to start off a game. We've been scoring first for the past week, and that last week that we did not score the first run was actually against Mohawk Valley, so it wasn't even an in-division game. These in-division games, we've been getting off to this hot start, and then usually, letting up a few runs and having to come back in the 8th and 9th innings.
Yes, that's kind of become the story. Is that one's lofted down the right field side, but it looks like it'll get out of play, and it will. Bounce in the concession area. A couple of kids chase after it.
Yeah, Mojo missed a grab there. He could have had it, but...
Yeah, I don't think his peripheral vision is too good, unfortunately. We'll have to work on that. Maybe in the off-season. He does a lot of training. As it will be 0-1 here to the 8-hitter Easton Bertrand out of the University of Minnesota. We've seen quite a few Minnesota kids for the past couple of seasons here at Saugerties, as that one's lifted down the left field line as the third baseman Barelik makes the catch in foul territory for the second out.
This has been the first time in a while that we've seen Barella play at third. He's been moving around a lot, playing some outfield positions, playing first base. Hasn't really DH'd at all, but he's back at third with Allen and Foscue.
Yeah, I would say based off of offensive numbers this season, if the Mohawks were quote-unquote in a full-strength lineup, I guess you could say, of course, I think they probably have 12 or 13 guys that they could slot in and have a really productive lineup, as that one is on the outside corner for a called strike, as Durant is pitching to the third baseman, Alvarado, here out of Nyack College. And I just wanted to make sure I got his first name correct, as that one misses low and away. It'll be 1-1. It's Herman Alvarado. He's a San Diego, California native. Junior at Nyack. He'll be entering his senior season. But for the full-strength lineup, so to speak, for the Mohawks, I think they would probably have Shane Muntz behind the plate, maybe Joe Genord in the designated hitter spot, and then Richie Barella at first, and maybe Elvis Peralta at shortstop, and then Foscue at third. And then second base would probably be Tanner Allen still. And then outfield, you might see it as it is, as that one's in there for a called strike, even at 2-2.
The outfield, I would probably keep as is Jake Hammond, who's making his return. Hopefully he picks up where he left off, not necessarily getting hit, but he was 6 for 7 in his 2 games before that, I believe.
Yeah, as he is now batting an even 300, as that one is cut out and missed by Alvarado. And Durant has himself a 1-2-3 second inning, bouncing back from giving up the early run. That strikeout is his 3rd of the day. As we will head to the bottom of the second inning here, Saugerties up over Amsterdam 1-0.
Number 39, Shane Muntz.
The designated hitter, Shane Muntz, will step in to lead off the bottom of the second inning here against Noah Stone after the Mohawks went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. You mentioned Muntz in 73 at-bats at the plate this season as he takes that one on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. He is batting .342 as he has 25 hits, 11 runs scored, 6 doubles, and 5 home runs, which is tied for second on the team. So that one misses outside. Evens count 1-1. As both him and Joe Genord have 5 home runs, Elvis Peralta still leads the Mohawks with 6.
And as you were mentioning last inning, Shane Muntz tends to be a little bit more inspired when he feels that the umpire made a bad call or when he feels spited by the other team.
Yeah, as that one misses low and away, it'll be 2-1. And I don't think it's that Michael Ludwig doesn't have that kind of fire in him. It's just that maybe Shane Muntz is more inclined to show it on the outside. And that's just, I think that's more of just a personality thing, as that one is ripped into left field, ranging back, but watching it clear the wall as Shane Muntz ties the game quickly here. And he now is tied for the team lead in home runs with 6. As he is also the Taco Bell slugger here at Shuttleworth, as everyone will get a coupon good for any Amsterdam area Taco Bell. As that brings up Joe Genord now out of South Florida. That home run gives Muntz first off 6 home runs and now 18 RBIs on the season as he continues to stay hot at the plate. Genord takes the first pitch low and away for a ball, 1-0. As before we hopped on the broadcast, I predicted that Shane Muntz would hit a double, and he did a little more than that.
Yeah, I think you'll take that every time. Yeah. Every time you say, oh, it's about to be a double, and he hits a home run, I mean.
I almost called it, but I didn't think it was going to happen. Noah Stone hit, is a pretty hard thrower as that one goes back up the middle, and Joe Genord has himself a hit as Stone has given up back-to-back hits to start off the second here.
And that home run by Muntz, I didn't think it was going to be gone when it was off the bat. That just barely cleared.
Yeah, I thought it was going to hit off the top of the ad monster there, but it did just clear it, as it's sometimes hard to see, but beyond there how far the ball really is traveling, as it is kind of a short porch. As Justin Foscue out of Mississippi State steps up to the plate, he's playing shortstop today instead of the usual. He's been playing mostly third base, as that one misses high and inside. 1-0 now.
And we were down in the dugout earlier, and Coach Griffin, was talking to Justin Foscue, and he was like, "Justin, go over and play shortstop for your pregame warm-ups."
As that one is fouled off, he evens it at 1-1.
And Justin just sort of gave him this quizzical look. Really? Are you sure you want me at shortstop? But
yeah, I don't think he played any shortstop at Mississippi State, but yeah, he's certainly a quality fielder. I would say he's definitely a plus fielder more so than a minus, as he's been able to move around, and we'll see how they play with the lineups here going down the stretches. That one is fouled off into the parking lot down the right field line. It'll be 1-2 here to Foscue, who coming into the game, he only has 28 at-bats, so he won't qualify for any stats in the PGCBL probably this season even. But he's 10 for 28. That's a 357 clip, which is the same as Richie Barella, with 8 runs scored in just 9 games. This is only his 10th game with the club, as that one is fouled off. As Foscue stays alive, he was out in front of that one. Nice pitch there from Stone.
And I was just doing some math. He would have to get to 130 at-bats if we were to play all 48 games this season. So
as that is actually impossible, as we only have 10 games to go. I mean, you'd only have to bat, 10 times a game, as that off-speed pitch misses low and away. Evens at 2-2.
And we've had some long games here at Shuttleworth Park, but none
that's that's a little too long.
Unless each game's going 25, 26, 27 innings, I doubt it's going to happen.
Ain't happening. As that one is fouled off out of play. I still haven't heard Breaking Glass. They usually shout out a glass company here at Shuttleworth Park.
That's Pete.
Yeah, Pete Manard Glass. As I almost, what I just almost said? I don't know why I'm wearing the Ranger shirt today. I almost said Tanner Glass, the former forward. I don't want to think about Tanner Glass right now, as that was cut and missed. High fastball by Stone gets Justin Foscue for the first out, as I need to get hockey out of my brain. It is baseball season.
You're probably referencing Tanner Allen there, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. His Mississippi State teammate Foscue strikes out as Richie Barella steps up to the plate. Mentioned Richie comes into the game hitting 357. That's good enough for 12th in the league right now. At one point he was leading, but has since had a couple of little injury things keep him out of the lineup at points. That one is lofted down the right field line, but will hook out a play foul as it hits off of the umbrella that is about 10 to 15 feet to the right of the foul pole down the right field line. So if Barella is able to straighten her out a little bit more, might be able to hit one over our sky deck, the Wasserman Foundation sky deck that is down the right field line.
We've discussed off air throughout the season that we have a lot more righty power hitters this season going over the ad monster rather than as that pitch is in for a strike. Looks like it was tipped.
It was cut and missed, by Barella. It'll be 0-2.
We have a beautiful new sky deck by the Wasserman Foundation out in right field, and there have been almost near no home runs out there.
Yeah, as last year, for people who may have watched earlier in the season, we had TJ Collette out of Kentucky, a slugger who played first base and a little catcher. As the 0-2 to Barella is popped up in shallow right field, coming over is the second baseman Tyler Kelder, who will make the catch right at the foul line. That was a little sketchy for the Stallions, as they almost lost that one, but that'll be the second out as Matt Padre will step to the plate. But last year, TJ Collette and the other player, lefty, who hit a lot of home runs was Anthony Ganella out of South Florida. Reminds you of the slugger Joe Genord, but Genord is a righty.
And Matt Padre in his first step back last game had a I believe it was a single, but a nice hard contact.
Yeah, as he had a hit on Thursday night, as that one is fouled off. We'll be 0-1 here to Padre.
Yeah, but we play with such a short porch here. It's only, it looks like my eyesight's terrible.
It says
290.
It says 290 down the line, but it's not 290.
It's
I would bet a lot of money on it, as that one is in there for a called strike. It'll be 0-2 as the Jankowski insurance markers show us the distances here at Shuttleworth Park. But yeah, they might be a little fudged certain ways, as the confines of Shuttleworth aren't also entirely symmetrical. It's a really cool ballpark just because it's not normal, as that one misses outside. It'll be 1-2.
Yeah, it's almost Polo Ground-esque. Not as severe, but Polo Grounds, you had that short porch to both right and left field, and it was super deep to center, where it says 390 or so, 400 to deep center right now.
Yeah, so if you, we saw Joe Genord hit a home run to dead center, actually on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah,
not Thursday, but Tuesday night.
Tuesday, yep.
As that one missed outside, evens the count of 2-2 here to Matt Padre, as the Mohawks tied the game on a solo home run from Shane Muntz to lead off the bottom of the second. 1-1 game here. Joe Genord on first. The 2-2 misses high and outside, and that'll make the count full. But yeah, Genord hit that one to deep center, and that one went probably at least 420, 25 feet.
Yep, that was probably one of the best contacts I've seen at Shuttleworth Park this season. Just demolished.
The 3-2 here misses low, and the Mohawks will have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
For a second there, I was a little surprised to see Joe Genord running on the pitch, but then I realized it was 3-2 out, so he was just running because he was going to have to move one way or another. But Joe Genord, not exactly a speed threat on the bases.
As now we'll see Jake Hammond out of Moorhead State step to the plate. First at bat since his injury at Sienna Field in Albany. As the Mohawks have a good amount of left-handed batters in the lineup today. They have always seemed to do pretty well of going back and forth, so to speak, with lefty-righty in the lineup. First pitch into Hammond is caught and missed. It'll be 0-1. Hammond on the season is hitting 27 for 90, 300 even, as he has 19 runs scored, 5 extra base hits, and 12 RBIs. Moorhead State product takes that one outside. It will be 1-1.
Yeah, and we'll see where he picks up, but I think most importantly of all is that he's okay after that scary injury.
Right, yeah. When you see an injury like that in Summer League, it's just something that is really scary because you don't want any injuries at all, as that one will be tapped back to Noah Stone on the mound, throws the first, and that'll get Hammond to retire the side. But the Mohawks do tie the game as Shane Muntz goes yard in the second. They score 1 run on 2 hits. There are no errors in the strand 2. We will head to the third here at Shuttleworth Park. Score: Saugerties Stallions 1, the Amsterdam Mohawks 1. Leadoff hitter Cam Coakley steps in against Zach Durant. First pitch misses low and away, 1-0. Coakley struck out swinging in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. As the breeze picks up on the field, that curveball misses just outside. It'll be 2-0. As Durant has been kind of hit and miss here getting ahead on hitters, but he hasn't really seemed to have a direct correlation yet in the game. As his first time through, he got ahead on a couple of guys, but they got hits off of him as that one is fouled off. It'll be 2-1 here to Coakley.
He's gotten behind on a few batters, but it hasn't hurt him all in all. I mean, his second inning especially, he was a 1-2-3, went right through him.
After facing 6 in the first, that one cut and missed by Coakley. As in Coakley's first at-bat, he was ahead 2-0 and then cut and fouled off a couple of pitches and then ended up striking out. So now we see the same story being told in this second at-bat.
And Durant only at 35 pitches through 2+ innings. He's, he'll make it through 5 hopefully.
As that one is cut and missed by Coakley, and it's the exact same pitch scenario as he's down for the first out of the inning. 4th strikeout for Durant so far today. He has 41 now in the season. He is now just 2 behind Peyton Plumlee for the club lead, as we will almost certainly see Durant surpass Peyton Plumlee, as Plumlee currently is not even with the Mohawks. He's home in Mississippi, as that one is caught and missed. He'll be 0-1. And I say in Mississippi because he goes to Mississippi State, but now let me not be ignorant and correct myself for where his actual hometown is.
I believe he's actually from.
He might actually be from, as Plumlee is, from Olive Branch, Mississippi, same place that 2017 Mohawks, as that one is in the dirt. It's 1-1 now to Jordan Kodzicki, the shortstop out of the University of Minnesota. But Plumlee is from Olive Branch, Mississippi, which is the same hometown for Dustin and Dalton Skelton, who were brothers that played on the Mohawks last season. As the 1-1 misses high and away, he'll be 2-1 now. Kodzicki in his first at-bat doubled, and then later came around to score on an RBI single by Tyler Kelder for the first run of the game. The 2-1 from Durant is in the dirt, makes it 3-1.
And Kodzicki's contact on that first double wasn't especially strong. It was well stroked, but it probably landed only 30 or 40 feet past the infield and just happened to roll farther, like nobody was over there to cover it.
Yeah, it was hit where no one was, as the 3-1 curveball drops in there for a called strike. That will run the count full.
And that fooled Kodzicki. He leaned back as if it were about to hit him, and then it sort of dropped right into the strike zone, as this umpire has a very pronounced call. As
that 3-2 curveball misses just high, and Kodzicki will be on with a 1-out walk here, as Durant has done a good job so far, though, of placing his curveball and throwing it 4 strikes. I'll bring up Cameron Comer. Comer is 0 for 1 so far today. He struck out swinging in the first. But the catcher out of Virginia has done very well at the plate for Saugerties. Comes into the game hitting .310. 14 runs scored and 19 RBIs, which is second on the team. He also has 14 walks at the dish, showing his patience as that one misses outside. It will be 1-0.
As it doesn't seem like a lot of the Mohawks are the Stallions are 12th in batting average in the league, but it seems like they have their best hitters in tonight.
As that one's fouled off of Comer's foot, it rolled back out to the pitcher Durant, but the home plate umpire immediately makes the right call to make sure that they didn't turn a fake double play. As we didn't announce really the Mohawks defense, but just to give you a quick rundown, in the outfield it goes Jake Hammond in left, Mike Antico in center, and Michael Ludwig in right, and then Richie Brella at third base, at shortstop Justin Foscue, and check of the runner at first, but he slides back in safely. Tanner Allen at second base, and Joe Genord catching that pickoff attempt at first. We have Durant on the mound throwing to Matt Padre. as that one misses outside. It'll be 2-1 now here to Comer.
And Padres probably, now that he's back, our best defensive catcher, I'd say, on the roster right now, as Janord and Muntz have both had struggles throughout the year keeping the ball in front of them.
Yeah, I would probably say if you're judging it just purely on that, is steal attempt here by Kudzicki as that one is flown into center field and it gets by Antico. Jake Hammond backs him up, throws it in as they might have Kudzicki at home throw in, but it will not get him as he will slide in safely as that ball was misplayed by Mike Antico. He overran it and it got past him. And Saugerties retakes the lead now 2-1 as heading down to second is Comer. And I don't know, that's a hard call to make here for whether or not that would be an error. I
don't think it was.
As now we'll have a mound visit here from Coach Keith Griffin with Zach Durant.
I don't want to penalize Antico here as he's so fast that an average speed center fielder might not have even been able to get close enough to make a play on that.
Well,
but you do have to judge it against Antico's abilities.
The other issue here is that I don't think the runner scores unless Antico overruns. He could have pulled up and just made it a single.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably a base hit because he wouldn't have gotten to it anyways, but the runners would then score on the error by the center fielder.
Wednesday is Autism Awareness Day, and Saturday is our final fireworks show of the season. That's before we
So I'd probably say the official scoring on that one would be a single and then an E8 to score the run and to allow Comer to go down to second. So that one is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Durant checks Comer at second. That one ripped high and deep down the left field line, and that will hook foul as that was taken for a ride by Kelder. And Durant gets away with one there.
As Durant seems a little bit off tonight compared to his usual stuff. I don't know if he's tipping or just, having one of those nights where he's not quite on it, but he's being hit around a little bit more than we've come to expect here.
Yeah, he's left the ball up in the zone a little bit too much as the 0-2 here from Kelder is ripped towards the hole. Nice stop by Justin Foskey, the backhand, and an accurate throw to first gets the runner for the second out.
Hey fans, that was a great defensive play brought to you by the self-defense
As
building experts at high-level jiu-jitsu, located at the riverfront.
As that spectacular play by Justin Foskey was brought to you by High Level Jiu-Jitsu right here on Riverfront in Amsterdam, New York. As I'll bring up James Gargano, the left fielder out of Butler University. Gargano is 1 for 1 so far today with a single.
And it's funny, as soon as we were joking around about Justin Foskey not really being super comfortable at short, makes a fantastic play at shortstop that honestly I haven't seen many people make diving to his backhand there.
Yeah, and that was great for him to hop up and immediately make an accurate throw. First pitch misses here as that one is fouled off by Gargano, and it's 1-1. And this is probably exactly what we were going to, what we'd expect out of an Amsterdam Saugerties game. Already back and forth here. 2 lead changes. The 1-1 misses just low and inside. It'll be 2-1 here. On deck, if Gargano can keep the inning going, is Andrew Taft out of Lemoyne College.
The one nice thing that Durant doesn't really have to worry about is that the Saugerties Stallions
That 2-1 is cut on and missed, evens at 2-2.
Saugerties Stallions are 13th. They're last in the league in stolen bases, so they're not exactly threats to be dangerous on the mound, as we saw on the base paths, as we saw with Nick Kondo on Thursday for Oneonta, or other players. Albany steals a lot. Saugerties not as much.
As that one misses off the plate, it'll be 3-2. Yeah, they're dead last in stolen bases, as it's certainly not a huge part of their game.
As we saw, Oneonta's players bouncing around and such behind the pitcher at second base.
And that 3-2 is flown into the air in right field. Michael Ludwig took a few steps in, but now ranges over to his left and settles under it to make the catch to retire the side. But not before Saugerties scores 1 run on 1 hit to take a 2-1 lead here, headed into the Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live.
The 8th with the Glens Falls Dragons now in the bottom of the 8th. That's something we should probably keep an eye on as we look to clinch up first in the next week or so. As Antico grounds that over to the second baseman, and the second baseman takes care of him, throwing out Antico on the ground ball.
That one is lined over the shortstop's head, and Kudzicki for a base hit by Allen, as he is on for the first time today. it hits down about 400 feet over the ad monster, and the Mohawks will take a 4-2 lead here, as that is Janord's 6th home run of the season, and now him, Shane Muntz, who homered earlier in the game, and Elvis Crawford Jr. are tied for the club lead with 6 home runs apiece. Richie Barella steps in to lead off the bottom of the fourth here at Shuttleworth Park. As I misspoke at the end of the last half inning, I said we were headed to the fifth. We're headed to into the bottom of the fourth now. Mohawks do get to bat in the fourth. Noah Stone, first pitch into Barella is line fouled on the right field line and reaches the sky deck. One of the sky decks says. It'll be 0-1 here after Noah Stone gave up a 3-run go-ahead home run to Joe Genord after plunking Shane Muntz to put runners on first and second in the bottom of the third. That one misses high. It's 1-1 now to Barella. Richie is 0 for 1 so far. For a called strike on the bottom part of the plate. It'll be 1-2. Stone came in with a 4.25 ERA, so not the greatest on the Saugerties staff, but he led in strikeouts as that one just misses inside. And it'll be 2-2 now to Barella. So he is certainly a threat to go deep in this game despite already giving up the 4 runs. The 2-2. Caught and missed by Barella as that pitch is blown past him for the first out. That'll bring up the 8-hitter Matt Padre, college teammate of Richie Barella at Manhattan. Both of them Manhattan Jaspers, enjoying success with the Mohawks as Matt Padre has had some injuries limit his time at the plate, but is now back and healthy, starting behind the plate tonight. And he gets a hit there, and Padre immediately heads down to first, as we've had quite a few hit by pitches here. And that'll bring up Jake Hammond, the 9-hitter. And this is certainly not a guy you want to see hit by a pitch after his injury in Albany last Saturday. He was 6 for 7 before his injury, so he was hitting very well. As that one will be lofted out to left center field. Gargano to make the catch for the second out. And that will bring up the leadoff hitter, Mike Antico. Mike has grounded out twice. He's 0 for 2 so far today, and he also made an error in center field that allowed the second run of the game for Saugerties to score in the top of the third, as he tried to snag a ball on the run and ended up overplaying it, and it got
Yeah, it's 13 career home runs for both of them, I guess.
As that one misses outside, it'll be 1-2 now. Yeah, so both of those guys played 2 years here. Of course, Genord in his second season with the Mohawks after playing 2016, as that one is flown in the air by Coakley into center, ranging over is Antico to make the catch. And that'll be the first out.
And, I mean, at this point, you have to be looking at Genord for one of the best all-time Mohawks hitters.
Yeah, as I would certainly expect him, after his time here, to eventually be put into the Mohawks Hall of Fame.
I mean, leading the team in all-time RBIs, tied for the team lead right now with 10 games left this season.
Yeah, as he now has 35 RBIs on the season.
Yeah.
Which puts him, I believe, he might have 74 total.
Yeah, I've lost count. I mean, that number's a little bit too high for me.
Yeah, as we're getting past how far Justin learned to count in grade school, so that one misses high. He'll be 1-0. That's that good old Union College education, right?
Yeah, they teach us how to spell Union for the pep rally and stuff, but that's about it.
That's about it. As Jordan Kotsicki is up to bat, he's 1 for 1, as that one catches the inside corner curveball, evens count 1-1. Kotsicki has reached base twice and scored twice. He doubled in the first and scored on an RBI single by Tyler Kelder, and he walked in the third and scored on an error by Mike Antico, as that one is in the dirt. It'll be 2-1. Nice little snag there from Matt Padre. Snagged that one, put it between his legs, and threw it back.
As looking here, Joe Genord is in 4th place all-time right now in hits.
As that one just misses inside, it'll be 3-1 now.
He is 3rd in doubles. And let's see, 2nd in, well, now tied for the lead in home runs, as we mentioned. He was at 77 RBI going
77. So he has 80 now total.
He's at 80 RBI.
As that 3-1 misses outside, and Kotsicki will be on with the 1-out walk. He reaches base for the 3rd time today.
Joe Genord 3rd in home run, 3rd in runs scored, 4th in walks. I mean, he is just all over our all-time sheet.
Yeah, as he has been one of the all-time quality hitters here in Amsterdam.
He has 80 RBI in 79 games so far. So,
yeah, it's just a little good.
It's pretty good. I don't know.
As Cameron Comer out of the University of Virginia pops the first one foul behind the grandstand here. He'll be 0-1. Comer's 1 for 2 so far today. He singled in the 3rd on the play that allowed Kotsicki to score. And check of Kotsicki at first as he slides back in safely. We mentioned Saugerties not usually likely to steal. Kotsicki on the season does lead the team, however, in stolen bases with 5. And he has not been caught stealing officially, so he's 5 for 5, as that one will be lofted foul down the left field line. It will be 0-2 now to the hitter Comer with 1 out.
And sorry.
Go ahead.
As I mentioned earlier, Matt Padre, great at keeping the ball in front of him. Not exactly the best arm behind the plate that the Mohawks have on the team. That would probably go to Shane Muntz.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's
who's a
Shane
pitcher,
Muntz, big
so.
dude, 6'4", 225 behind the plate. Yeah. And the 0-2. Oh, that one almost hits Comer. As he sat down, that will allow the runner, Kotsicki, to make it to second. As that was looked like a fastball, rang in at 91, almost hit Comer in the head, as that's not something we want to see here. It seems like we've had a little bit of control issues, quote-unquote, with these two teams. 2 Mohawks have been hit with a pitch, and 1 Stallion has been hit. That was Andrew Taft in the 4th. But we're in the top of the 5th here, and we've mentioned bad blood between these teams before, as now we have time at the plate. But that is also something that can really shake a hitter up, pitch high and inside. Now you may expect a curveball on the outside corner. Now with the runner on second, as Durant tries to put him away, that one is flown fouled on the left field line as Comer stays alive.
As this crowd's filled in quite nicely here at Shuttleworth. It was a little slow with everybody coming in, perhaps enjoying the nice weather, but there's nothing better than a baseball game on a Saturday night, as most Amsterdam natives have figured out, and some Saugerties natives, but I mean.
As the 1-2 into Comer misses just inside. Curveball. Good pitch there from Durant, but breaks just a little too much. Evens at 2-2. One out here, runner on second base. Saugerties is down 4-2 here to Amsterdam in the top of the fifth. Came into the night back 2.5 games to Amsterdam in the East Division of the PGCBL. The 2-2 is in there for a called strike 3 as Comer is down with the second out of the inning.
As that Albany game has gone final with Albany winning 6-5, so this game becomes even more important.
As now Albany is only a game behind of Amsterdam for first place.
And Saugerties now has to keep up with them, or at least try attempt to, as we head into the back half of this game.
Yeah, as right now Saugerties is out of the playoffs. Only the top 2 teams in the East will make it unless Jamestown in the West Division kind of collapses in their last 10 games as that one misses outside. But they are down 4-1 to Newark right now. And what inning is that, Justin?
That's in the bottom of the third. And
at Coburn Park there. Also, if Jamestown wins that game, they do clinch the West Division, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, but the Newark Pilots, at least between last night and tonight.
As that one will be flown into shallow right field. At Shuttleworth Park, Amsterdam up over Saugerties 4-2. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Tanner Allen steps up to the plate out of Mississippi State. He's 1 for 2 so far today. He singled in the third and came around to score on the 3-run home run by Joe Genord. Noah Stone still out there for Saugerties. First pitch misses low and away. It'll be 1-0.
And we were discussing during the break about some of these other out-of-town scores. Newark is up 4-1 on Jamestown, with Jamestown having the ability to clinch. And Jamestown has been outscored 20-2 in these past game and a half.
As that pitch catches the low outside corner, it'll leave it at 1-1.
So if they manage to lose a few more games and Mohawks get hot, the Mohawks I think are only 3.5 games back before play started today of Jamestown and could see themselves in a first overall position.
Yeah, they are 3.5 back
is,
starting.
A guaranteed.
As that one's flown foul out of play. It'll be 1-2.
Yeah, the way the playoff format works. Oh, there's Pete.
Pete Manor Glass.
As the way the playoff format works, the Mohawks would get an automatic bye into the semifinals.
Yeah, that would be absolutely huge, and also that means that would get Saugerties automatically into the playoffs. As I wouldn't expect Oneonta to catch them 5 games back with like 9 to go. As that one will be grounded through the hole between first and second for a base hit. And Tanner Allen is on with the leadoff single. Second of the day for the Mississippi State Bulldog. So that brings up Michael Ludwig out of Wake Forest. But, yeah, you bring up a huge point. That would be very big. And I think, honestly, with the way that the PGCBL has been set up the past few years, I think when they made the rule with the PGCBL playoff format, that they made it in the idea that it would get the third East team into the playoffs, because the East has 5 teams, the rest of the divisions have 4, the Central and West have 4. So I think they were thinking that the East has been historically the best division, that will just get that third place team in, but it's not working out the way they expected it to, is my guess.
Yeah.
First pitch into Ludwig, knocks off at the glove of Comer. He took that for a ball, and now the runner Allen gets down to second, takes a turn, and will stop there. So the pass ball allows Allen to take second base. Now Ludwig has a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
And we still have to worry about the Mohawks. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, as Jamestown, with a week and change left in the season, does hold a 3.5 game lead. But we also have to worry about Mohawk Valley and, honestly, the Albany Dutchmen and Stallions, rivals in the division.
Yeah, as the Mohawks have to worry more about clinching a playoff spot in general. As that one misses way away, it'll be 2-0.
And a win tonight would go a long way, as they would end up, after tonight, if they win this game, 3.5 up, I believe, in the division.
Well, if they win, they'll be 3.5 up on Saugerties, but they'll still only be a game and a half up on Albany.
3.5 up of a playoff spot.
Right, yeah. So. Yeah, so that would help them out at least. But, of course, as that one misses inside, it'll be 3-0. But it'll be even better if they are able to get an East Division title, just because automatically in that first game, even if they weren't the best team in the league, they would have home field against what right now is probably Albany, but could change to Saugerties depending on how these games end up. But they would have to play a one-game playoff, and, of course, you really want home field for that one game. In baseball, it's a lot more different than other sports, as that one misses away, and Michael Ludwig is on with a 4 here. First time on base for him today. As that'll bring up Shane Muntz. Shane is 1 for 1 with an RBI and 2 runs scored so far today. He hit a home run solo shot, that is, in the second to tie the game at 1 at the time. And in the third, he was hit by a pitch. And then on the next pitch, Joe Genord went yard for a 3-run homer to give the Mohawks a 4-2 lead. So it'll be interesting what happens here, as we have a meeting between the Saugerties coaching staff and the battery mates of Comer and Stone for Saugerties. As we have had dusk quickly approach here at Shuttleworth Park. Of course, we're in the 5th inning, but it is already 8-11. Already been playing for about an hour and 20 minutes or so.
As I look here, although we only play, the Mohawks only play Saugerties and the Dutchmen one more time each. We play the Dutchmen at home to finish out the season, and we play away at Saugerties the night before.
So those 2 games could end up being absolutely monumental.
But Saugerties plays the Dutchmen 4 times in the next 10 days, so they will certainly get to know each other a little bit more, as they've only played half their season series.
As we could see some movement, and maybe if Albany were to get hot, they could actually remove Saugerties from the picture, as that one will be punched in the air as the second baseman Kelder ranges over and will make the catch. And the first pitch pop out to Muntz will be the first out. As that will bring up Joe Genord. Genord already 2 for 2 today with that 3-run homer and a single as well in the second. And we mentioned he tied Ed Charlton for the all-time home run lead in Mohawks history with 13. So, of course, never expecting him to go yard back-to-back, but his next home run will put him as a lone first overall.
As the middle of this lineup has been lethal, frankly, all season, is although I don't have the numbers right in front of me anymore.
As that one is cut on and missed by Genord, it'll be 0-1 here.
Ludwig, Muntz, and Genord have been, although not always the highest average, although Ludwig and Muntz have started the night at 342 each. They've sort of been the backbone of this lineup, which is reflected in their spot in the lineup each night, just carrying the team offensively.
As the 0-1 misses away, it'll be 1-1 now to Genord. Genord comes into the day hitting .281, 34 for 121, with 22 runs scored, so now he has 23. He has 7 doubles and now 6 home runs, and 35 RBIs to go with 12 walks at the plate as well. So overall, just a very positive season for Genord. We expected this once again after he had a great 2016 campaign at the dish for the Mohawks. As that pitch catches the outside corner, Genord is not happy with it. I don't know if he's not happy with the call or if he's not happy with the fact that he didn't swing at the pitch. But it'll be 1-2 now. I think sometimes that passes through his head. He says, "Oh, darn it." Because he sees it, and that's probably exactly how Joe says it, too. He's just a good country boy from Lakewood, Florida.
As Joe Genord already holds the season lead.
As the 1-2 is cut on, and they say it was a strikeout, as he will be down for the second out. I think he said maybe he came in contact with the glove of Comer, but that makes no sense to me because that would be catcher's interference.
Genord certainly didn't go for first base as if he missed it, but then...
well, I think he made contact with the glove, but I thought that would always be catcher interference, but maybe he said that he missed it and then maybe hit the catcher's glove on the back swing. That was an odd call, but either way, Joe Genord is put out for the second out with now Justin Foscue at the plate. That does allow the runners, however, to move up, as we now have Tanner Allen at third and Ludwig at second. As that first pitch into Foscue is on the outside corner for a strike, it'll be 0-1. Foscue is 0 for 2 so far today with a strikeout.
Just an odd series there. I'm not entirely sure.
This has been an odd series between these teams this year. So I'm not surprised as the 0-1 is low, evens at 1-1. As this is a huge at-bat for Foscue. Has a couple of ducks on the water. Looking to increase his RBI totals. He already has 4 RBIs in this is his 9th game with Amsterdam. We mentioned already 8 runs scored as well. As that pitch is fouled off. And it will be 1-2 here to Justin. We've talked a few times about Tanner Allen, who's on third base, and Justin Foscue at the plate, doing great things for Mississippi State in their run in the College World Series and on their way to get there. And now we finally have them in Amsterdam as they will look to lead the Mohawks in the PGCBL playoffs, as that one misses low and away, evens at 2-2. On deck, if Foscue can keep it going, is Richie Barella. As the Mohawks have had now a nucleus of players that have showed up and have now become healthy, at least to a certain extent. They're still missing Peyton Plumlee, who's home, and I don't think Zane Stevens is with the squad right now, as that one misses outside. It's now 3-2, but both of them have done phenomenal things on the mound for the Mohawks this season, and we hope that they get a chance to come back to Amsterdam before the end of the season, as that's still up in the air. As Foscue now steps back in. 3-2 count here to the shortstop out of Mississippi State. 2 outs. Mohawks up 4-2. Runners on second and third. The payoff pitch cut on and missed by Foscue. And that will end the inning as the Mohawks get runners on second and third but can't get anyone home. As we will head to the sixth here at Shuttleworth Park. The score, the Mohawks 4, the Stallions 2 here. As you are listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live.
As we return here for the bottom of the fifth, Gargano.
Ladies and gentlemen, playing
Oh.
shortstop for the Mohawks, number 1, Elvis Peralta.
And we just had an announcement that Elvis Peralta has taken residence at his regular shortstop position. So we'll see him enter the lineup. He'll be batting ninth. Or he'll be batting sixth, but as Foscue is just retired, we won't see him for a few innings. As the count quickly is 2-0 with Durant still pitching. Gargano on the night is 1 for 2. He flew out to right field in his last at-bat. And Matt Padre will take a stroll out to the mound to discuss something with Zach Durant. Coach Griffin joining him. We saw at the end of the last inning, Matt Padre and Zach Durant came off the mound. There was a discussion between them and some other, one of the coaches, as they were discussing something technical. I saw the coach bending down as in like a catcher's position, seeing, trying to show Matt something as the umpire arrives to break up the conference. Matt Padre out of Manhattan has his green catcher's gear that sort of contrasts with the white, black, and red color scheme of the Amsterdam Mohawks.
Yeah, absolutely no crossover in color scheme whatsoever, besides maybe white. As that pitch into Gargano makes it 2-1. Good fastball there after the conference from Durant. That 2-1 is pop foul out of play down the right field line. We'll even at 2-2. Saugerties this inning will be sending up, you have Gargano at the plate, and then you have Andrew Taft on deck and Danny Martin in the hole. 2-2 cut on and missed, as that will be the first out of the inning. That is strikeout number 6 for Durant, and that ties Peyton Plumley for the team lead overall this season. He now has 43 on the season.
And we'll see as Durant is now through 5 1/3 innings.
So he probably only has maybe 5 outs to work with if he's able to get through this inning quickly. he'd at least get a chance to come out for the 7th. As that one misses outside, it'll be 1-0 here to Taft.
And he's flew through the past couple innings, only allowing
two base runners
three.
on.
Oh, a couple of, he had a walk and a hit batsman in his past 2 innings, it looks like.
As that one's fouled off by Taft, it'll even at 1-1, who Andrew at the plate is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch in his last at bat, as he's been one of the base runners, one out of the 2 base runners in the last 10 batters for Saugerties. As that one misses inside, it'll be 2-1.
Something I just want to point out again is Elvis Peralta now at shortstop in for Foscue. We'll see. I wasn't sure if that was the game plan all along, that halfway through they'd switch, or if there's something up with Foscue, or whether Peralta finally got Coach Griffin's ear to get him in the lineup.
Yeah, maybe, as that one misses away. It's 3-1, of course. Yeah, and also there is another thing to think about, that if you are able to get a couple of guys in, based off of percentages, usually if you're able to play a platoon of guys each game, it usually ends up better, at least at the plate for you, as that curveball drops in and it'll make the count full. Good curveball on the 3-1 count. Durant has been able to do that a couple of times, throw that curveball for a strike with 3-1 on the hitter. Goes into his motion, the 3-2 to Taft is caught and missed. And Durant has his 7th strikeout of the day, as that now gives him the team lead for the 2018 Amsterdam Mohawks with 44 strikeouts. And we'll see if that will be combated by anyone else this season. Right now, it's not a threat, as Peyton Plumley it's TBA on when his next start would be if he is to come back to Amsterdam. As that'll bring up Danny Martin out of Stetson College. First pitch into him is cut on and missed. 0-1.
Yeah, Zane Stevens is next closest after Plumley with 32 strikeouts on the season.
And right now he's not with the team either.
I've got Lockhart. It looks like
that pitch misses low inside. It's 1-1.
And Espinal, but nobody else above 30 strikeouts except for Stevens, Plumley, and Durant, who have pretty much run away as the 3 main starting pitchers that the Mohawks have used early on in the season.
As they've certainly helped in making the Mohawks the best pitching staff in the league, as that one's cut out and missed. Another nice off-speed pitch that drops low and in to Martin. It's 1-2 now.
Yeah, overnight, as the Mohawks were stagnant last night, not playing, they jumped into first in earned run average for the league as a team ERA.
As that one is caught and missed, and Durant strikes out the side here in the 6th. As we will head to the bottom half of the inning here at Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam up 4-2 over the Saugerties Stallions. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Richie Barella steps in to lead off the bottom of the 6th here at Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam up 4-2 over Saugerties in a PGCBL East Division matchup. Noah Stone still throwing for the visiting Stallions, as he's given up 4 hits over 5 innings. Or excuse me, 4 runs. 5 hits over 5 innings, as that one is in there for a called strike. And it's 0-1 to Barella, who squared around a bunt but pulled it back.
Looks like some people warming up in both bullpens right now.
As you mentioned, Zach Durant struck out the side to end the top of the 6th, but he's at 99 pitches, so he's probably done. So the Mohawks will have to swing to someone else, as that one is grounded to the left side, picked up by the shortstop, Kazicki. The throw bounces in the dirt and can't be handled by Taft at first. So Barella is on with an infield hit to lead off the bottom of the 6th. So that'll bring up Matt Padre. Padre has yet to record an official at bat tonight. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. Matt has been getting back into it. Of course, this is his first start back in about 2 weeks, at least behind the plate. He played last night coming in at the designated hitter position, as Barella slides back into first safely after a pickoff attempt.
As Padre is yet to need to make contact or take the take the bat off of his shoulders. He's gotten on with a walk and a hit by pitch. So
Barella in stolen base attempts this season is 6 for 7. So there's a chance as that one is bunted, but Padre runs it over as he tries to bunt his way on. As that sometimes gets in the way. Even on the turf, the ball bounces nicely, but sometimes if you can't get the ball far out enough, you just try to deaden it a little bit. It ends up being in your way when you're trying to get to first, as it will be an 0-1 count here to Padre.
As the third baseman will now start to cheat in, that'll be Alvarado who'll cheat in to keep an eye on the bunt.
And Barella is going high fastball, and the throw down from Comer gets Barella by, it looked like it was going to get Barella, but now I'm not sure what the call is. They say he's safe now, but they say it looks like maybe the tag came through and he didn't get it, as now we'll have an argument from...
Look, I'll tell you, that was an excellent swim move by Richie Barella. He certainly sold it as he switched hands to try and evade the tag.
Yeah, I guess it worked, at least on... Well, it worked on getting the call. That's the main part of this. As now Barella is having some talks with the shortstop, Kazicki.
And it looks like Noah Stone and his battery mate, Cam Comer, were expecting that, as that looked like a pitch out.
As it was at least it went high. But good pitch to throw on for Comer, and he had him dead to rights at least. He got the ball down there way in time. But right now we have a 1-1 count. Richie Barella on second base.
As the coach continues to discuss with our second base umpire, Noah Stone will go over to the home plate umpire and discuss something up with the ball, but he'll just toss it to his first baseman, Andrew Taft, as it looks like they are really getting into it just behind the pitcher's mound here, as both umpires are now arguing with Saugerties head coach.
Saugerties head coach, as we have a giveaway here at Shuttleworth Park. T-shirt tosses into the crowd. As the head coach for Saugerties right now is Colin Martin, as he continues his argument. This is Martin's first year with the team, as he has been an assistant coach for Weber International University and actually Babson, Florida, which is interesting because Coach Keith Griffin in the, winter you could say, or at least the school year, he coaches at a community college in Pensacola, and he's from Pensacola, Florida, so they're both Florida natives, both of these head coaches. As now Martin heads back into the dugout. And it'll be a 1-1 count here to Matt Padre with Richie Barella on second base now. 7th stolen base of the year for Barella.
Yeah, I'm sure Barella will just say, I'll take it. And
he's definitely not going to argue with it. But sometimes those plays are just the hardest to call. It's a bang-bang play. He's sliding in quickly as Now Padre gets the bunt down, but the bunt goes to the pitcher, Stone, who bobbles in, gets no one as he has to eat it. And there'll be runners on first and third here after that was an E1. As that allows Padre to reach, and we will see Elvis Peralta Jr. now up in the 9-hole here, as Jake Hammond has been. I'm not sure if Jake was moved then to the 6-hole or what. We'll have to see once his spot comes out and who comes up. And now we'll have a pitching change here, as Stone will come out. It'll be runners on first and third with nobody out. Mohawks up 4-2 with Elvis Peralta coming to the plate. We will take a quick break here. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. The pitcher for Saugerties will be number 31, Jason Antalik. He is an Iona College sophomore from Beacon, New York, left-handed pitcher, as he'll face off against the lefty Elvis Peralta Jr. Elvis comes into the game hitting .312, 39 for 125. This is his first at-bat of the game as he came in at shortstop for Foscue. And we're pretty sure Foscue moved to left and took out Jake Hammond. We'll confirm that in the next half inning. First pitch. Oh, we actually have a check of the runner at first, and Matt Padre. In that last at-bat, Padre doesn't seem like he's a good bunter, so to speak, but I know it is the overall best numbers-wise, and that's why Coach Keith Griffin kept the as I'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Mike Antico, here with one out. Mike's 0 for 3 so far today. He's grounded out twice and flown out. Padre fast to. As retire the side as the Mohawks do score 1 run in the inning on an RBI fielder's choice by Mike Antico as 1 run comes home on 1 hit. There was 1 error in the inning as they also strand 1 as we will head to the top of the 7th here at Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam up 5-2 over Saugerties. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Nick DeBrino out of Canisius College comes on to pitch the top of the 7th here for Amsterdam.
Yeah, and just to redo our defensive alignment, as we were confused.
We missed. Richie Barella moved into left field for Jake Hammond after the 5th inning, I believe, starting in the top of the 6th.
Correct.
So since the top of the 6th, the defensive configuration has been Richie Barella in left field, Justin Foskey moved from shortstop to third base, and Elvis Peralta came in at short. We had Elvis Peralta coming in. We thought Foskey moved to left field, but it was actually Richie Barella. So now we have everything set. Nick DeBrino, a Brandon, Florida native, comes in to face off against Easton Bertrand, who's the first batter for Saugerties. That first pitch misses outside. It'll be 1-0. As DeBrino is now, he's probably very happy to say this, he is now tied for the shortest player on the Mohawk staff, as he's listed at 5'7". That pitch goes right back up the middle. It looked like it might have hit DeBrino on the leg, but it will be a base hit for Easton Bertrand to lead off the top of the 7th. But DeBrino certainly pitches taller than he is, I guess, so to speak. But this is his now 16th appearance for the Mohawks. He's been the workhorse of the staff. 20.2 innings pitched, giving up 16 hits and 13 runs. Only 9 of them are earned, however. He's walked 8, and struck out 18. He's 0 for 1 with an ERA of 3.91 coming into today. So certainly very respectable. He's a returner from the 2017 Mohawk squad. As that one is kind of missed, gets by Padre, however, and that will allow Bertrand to get down to second. Takes away the force. Now a runner on second base and none out still. And the batter is Herman Alvarado, the third baseman out of Nyack College. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far today. That one misses low and away. It'll be 2-1 now. Final line on the starter, Zach Durant out of Herkimer for the Mohawks. He went 6 innings and gave up 2 runs. Both of them earned on 4 hits. Actually, excuse me, I misspoke. One of those was earned.
We're going to have to...
We'll have to check on that as 2-1, but he gave up 2 runs on 4 hits as that one is fouled off, and it'll be 2-2 here to Alvarado. He walked 2, hit 1 batter, but he struck out 8, took the club lead in strikeouts with now 45.
Yeah, as that second run was scored on
an error
by Mike Antico, so I believe that'll end up being an unearned run.
Yeah, so only one of the runs will be earned over 6 innings, as that means that he averages 1.67 on the day. Wait, as that one is cut on and missed by Alvarado. He's down with his second strikeout of the night, and that'll be the first out of the top of the 7th.
So that'll drop his ERA a few points, but not enough.
Yeah, Ray, if I'm not mistaken, right? He's 2 runs, 1 earned run over 6 innings.
Would mean 1.5 runs over 9 innings. So he's got a 1.5 tonight, it looks like.
As the first pitch into the leadoff hitter, Cameron Coakley is fouled off. And it's 0-1. Coakley is having a rough night at the plate so far. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The Stetson College native, as we've seen a couple of good Stetson players come through Saugerties in the past couple of seasons.
As the computer confirms for us that, yes, it is a 1.5 ERA on the night.
The 0-1 to Coakley brushes him off the plate. It'll be inside. It'll be 1-1 now. So that gives him, he came in with 34 innings pitched, if I'm not mistaken, so 40 with 8 runs. We'll have to see what his ERA then is.
There's an app for that. Give me a second.
There is an app for that, as we will have that calculation. The 1-1 from DeBrino to Coakley, grounded down to first base. Nice backhand by Joe Janor, but the flip goes over the head of DeBrino, and DeBrino is knocked over by the runner Coakley as Bertrand comes in to score after the misplay from Joe Janord. He was ranging to his right, so we knew that that would have to be a spring training play. but DeBrino crossed over in the line where Coakley was running, and Coakley barrels him over. If I were his teammate, the Mohawks teammates of Nick DeBrino, I probably wouldn't be too happy about that, but baseball is a little more different than other sports such as football or hockey, where you can kind of have shoving matches. That's really frowned upon in this game, as that'll bring up the two-hitter. Now 1 out. It is now 5-3, still in favor of Amsterdam, but Saugerties is chipping away. DeBrino throwing to the two-hitter Jordan Kozicki, excuse me, as that one is on the outside corner. It'll be 0-1. Kozicki so far today is 1 for 1. He's reached base every time he's come up to bat. He doubled in the first and scored on an RBI single by Tyler Kelder. He walked and then later scored in the third, as that one is grounded down to third base and is smothered by Foscue, but they have no play as he couldn't get the ball transferred. And that'll be an E5. And it'll be runners on first and second here. That puts the go-ahead runner up to bat for Saugerties.
And this is starting to become reminiscent of the Oneonta game last Thursday. The Mohawks jumped out to a decent-sized lead as a pinch hitter is announced. Looks like it'll be number 26.
A pinch hitter was not announced. It is Cameron Comer out of Virginia.
They announced the number, which that usually means that there's a pinch hitter, but I was mistaken there. No pinch hitter. I lost my train of thought
Comer,
there.
the lefty, up with now runners on first and second, 1 out. The tying run at first base, as that one is cut and missed by Comer, 0-1. The catcher out of Virginia so far tonight is 1 for 3. He struck out twice and he singled in the third.
As I was saying, it's reminiscent of the Oneonta game, where now the Mohawks have 2 errors. They had 4 the other night, but most of their runs being unearned.
As that 0-1 is fouled off and rolls off here and into the crowd. Nice snag by a kid here. He's very happy about it. Good for him. As it's always really cool to be able to get a foul ball at a baseball game. Awesome feeling as a kid. Definitely would suggest to everyone who has younger kids, both girls and guys. As DeBrino steps off, it's 0-2 now to Comer here, 1 out. DeBrino is in bad need of a ground ball.
And he has the option, I believe, to turn that in for a snow cone, but I doubt he will, as
that 0-2 is lofted in left field. That'll be a base hit, and it gets by the left fielder Barella, as that will allow Coakley to score. Behind him, as the cutoff man Peralta snags it, is Kozicki, and that ties the game at 5-5. As that'll be ruled a single by Comer there in an E7. As this will bring up Tyler Kelder, the second baseman out of St. Bonaventure. Now with the go-ahead run on second base in the form of Cameron Comer, and only 1 out. As now Zach Durant will get a no decision on a night where he has another quality start in his all-star campaign for the Mohawks. As Amsterdam has improved vastly at the plate, their pitching has been on point, and it seems like just their fielding these past few games has been it's just been lost.
It's one of their flaws this this week, I guess. If you were to pick out something that you'd improve going into next week, I mean, there's not much that the pitchers can do if there are 3 errors that allow, I believe we're up to 4 unearned runs on the night.
As the first pitch into Tyler Kelder, the second baseman and cleanup hitter, is blown away. It's 1-0. Of course, Richie Barella had to make the move. He started the game at third base, now in left field. Making that move is more difficult. And it's also not like the Mohawks don't work on team defense, as they took Io before the game, and they also even did some drills with the entire pitching staff. They worked on fielding balls off of the mound as that one missed inside, and now Coach Keith Griffin comes out to talk to Nick DeBrino, who has missed with 2 straight balls, as this has not been one of DeBrino's best outings here at Shuttleworth Park, as he's left a lot of balls up and has not been helped out by his defense behind him. As now we have a 5-5 game, and we knew coming into this game this would be just another classic between these two teams. But Amsterdam has shot itself in the foot, for lack of a better term, as the home plate umpire will come out to break up the visit, it looks like.
And this is more of the same for DeBrino, who already had 400 runs charged against him this season. He had 13 runs given up, 9 earned. Here's
and now we'll have,
for him.
yeah, and unless he gives up another slew of hits, those 2 runs will be unearned.
Yep.
So as he's given up 3 runs, but only 1 earned in the inning.
As with the Mohawks having 3 errors in the inning, I believe all 3 of those will be unearned, actually. But we'll go back and check that after the inning.
Mohawks have 3 errors in the inning?
Yeah, we have Joe Genord made an error on a ground out to first that we had trouble covering.
And then the error on Barella in the outfield.
And then there was also an error charge to third base.
Oh, Foscue that allowed Kazicki to reach base as that one misses low and away. It's now 3-0 here to Tyler Kelder.
As at this point in any other game like basketball or hockey, you would just call a timeout.
But as they will actually intentionally walk Kelder to put a runner on first and second, so that way they have a force at first, second, or third base.
But the Mohawks are just fighting for a stretch here to escape with the game tied going into the 7th inning stretch and regather their thoughts heading into the last 2.5 or so innings.
Now we'll bring up James Gargano out of Butler University. Gargano so far today is 1 for 3. He singled back in the first. First pitch into him from DeBrino is on the outside corner, 0-1. Comer at second base isn't necessarily known for his speed. We mentioned Saugerties isn't known overall for their speed, but Comer only has 1 stolen base all year. And you certainly wouldn't expect him to be running down to third at this time. But stuff like that happens when you least expect it.
Yeah, with him being the go-ahead run in scoring position.
As that one will be ripped into center field. Antico coming on and makes the sliding catch for the second out.
Did he make that? Oh, I thought
he made that catch, yeah. He had to make sure he didn't trap it, but he was able to make a nice side sliding catch. As
it was his hat that fell off.
Yeah, it was his hat. But a nice play by Antico makes up for his error early in the game. And now there are 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. 5-5 ball game. Andrew Taft out of Lemoyne College stepping up to the plate, playing first base tonight. Taft is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch at the dish tonight. First pitch from DeBrino to Taft is grounded to second base. Tanner Allen fields it, throws the first, and the Mohawks get out of the inning, but not before the Saugerties Stallions put up a 3 spot in the top of the 7th to tie the game at 5 as they score, if I can get it correct here, 3 runs on only 2 hits and 1 walk. There were 3 errors in the inning as 2 were left on base as we head to the 7th inning stretch here at Shuttleworth Park. Score the Saugerties Stallions 5, the Amsterdam Mohawks 5. Jason Talik stays out there to pitch. More for Saugerties off the bottom of the 6th after the Mohawks went up 5-2. Since then, Saugerties has come back to tie it at 5-5 as Michael Ludwig out of Wake Forest steps up to the plate. Ludwig so far is 0 for 2. Hit his first hit of the night, and on cue as he was the Recovery Sports Grill hitman, so he gets everyone here in attendance at Shuttleworth a coupon to Recovery Sports Grill on Route 30 in Amsterdam. Recovery Sports Grill, come for the game, stay for the food. As that'll bring up Shane Muntz out of Wake Forest, as he will look to build off of his college teammate, as Muntz tonight is 1 for 2. He had a solo home run in the 2nd that at the time tied it at 1. He was hit by a pitch and came around to score on a Joe Genord 3-run homer in the 3rd, and he popped out in his last at-bat to 2nd. Mohawks 5-5 now, looking to retake the lead here at Shuttleworth in a game that has huge playoff implications. First pitch curveball into Muntz is on the inside corner for a called strike 1. 0-1.
As we mentioned earlier in the game, that you can pretty much write this one before it starts with the Mohawks jumping to a lead and then letting up a few runs to make it close.
As that one misses outside, it'll be 1-1. Yeah, they didn't take the first lead in the game, but yeah, now they at one point they did have a 3-run lead and have since given it up, as they've historically had better starting pitching than pitching out of the bullpen, at least this season. As that one will be ripped into right field, ranging over will be the right fielder Coakley to make the catch for the first out. So that'll bring up Joe Genord out of South Florida. Genord so far tonight is 2 for 3. He had that 3-run home run in the 3rd, as well as a single in the 2nd. As Joe is currently tied for the Mohawks all-time lead in home runs with 13. He's tied once again with Ed Charlton, as that was the guy who he passed to break the all-time Mohawks RBI record, as that one misses outside. 1-0 here to the South Florida Bull. Joe comes into this game hitting .281 as well. He now has 35 RBIs on the season, and he's showing maybe that he's a little upset that he wasn't named a 2-time PGCBL All-Star, as that one misses low and inside's 2-0. I think his average just probably wasn't good enough, so to speak, at the first base position. And also it was stacked. Ryan Hernandez, who's currently probably the best hitter in the league, was selected. As that curveball misses outside, it's now 3-0 out of Antelic.
I was looking at our top 10s that John Sargalis has put together for us on the Amsterdam Mohawks website, and it looks like Joe Genord already holds the single-season record.
As he gets a 4-pitch walk here, and there will be runners on first and second with 1 out.
He already holds the single-season record with 45 RBIs that he recorded in 2016, and is now looking to beat his record as...
Yeah, as he still has about, looks like the Mohawks, I think, have, if they've played their 23 and 15, play 38 games, they have 10 games to go. So he needs 10 more RBIs to tie it.
That's including tonight, though. So we have 9
games
left.
So we'll have 9 games after this with 10 RBIs to still get. As that one will be ripped down the left field line, and it will be a fair ball as Mike Ludwig says something to the third baseman, Alvarado, and scores. And the Mohawks will now go up 6-5 on the RBI double by Justin Foscue. And makes up for his error in the top half of the inning, as Richie Borello is coming up and will look to do the same.
That was redemption all around for Foscue. He had an error in the top of the inning. He came up with 2 outs in the 5th with 2 men on, runners on 2nd and 3rd there. So I'm sure that's a great feeling for Foscue to really come through with 2 men on and 1 out to score just 1. It looks like Joe Genord got held up at 3rd, which was...
Probably a smart decision, yeah, as the left fielder for Saugerties was James Gargano. I believe we've seen him throw out a runner already here at Shuttleworth this season, as that curve ball sits high and outside to Barella. Richie so far today, the Manhattan Jasper, is 1 for 3. He singled, reached third on an error, but could not score in the 6th, as that curveball sits high once again, and Intella can't seem to get the hook to drop in, as he's probably missed with his curveball about 5 times already this inning. It'll be 2-0. Quick talk between him and his battery mate Comer. Mohawks have runners on second, third here, 1 out. Infield is in, as it is now 6-5 once again in favor of Amsterdam.
Antelik's been wild so far in his inning and a third. He has 19 pitches, 10 of which went for balls. So,
as it's not quite the ratio you want to see if you're Saugerties, as that one misses outside. It's now 3-0, 11 balls on 20 pitches.
For those of you Mets fans and Yankees fans out there, he's starting to look a little bit like Aroldis Chapman, who
yeah, who almost gave up the game for the New York AL today, that is.
As the Mets scored 3 in the top of the 9th, but weren't able to complete.
As that one will be punched down to first base. Andrew Taft makes the play, checks the runners, and gets the second out, as both Genord and Foscue stay put. And that will bring up the 8-hitter, Matt Padre. Padre's reached base in all 3 of his at-bats, but he has not recorded a hit yet. He's 0 for 1 as he reached on an error his last time up, trying to bunt his way on. It was misplayed by the pitcher at the time, Noah Stone. Padre tonight has also walked and been hit by a pitch. First pitch from Antelik sits high. Another curveball. It'll be 1-0.
And I think Antelik is starting to get a little bit frustrated with not even his command, but also the strike zone, as they're pretty close pitches, but they do sit just high, especially on a shorter guy like Padre.
Yeah, you're playing with fire, throwing that as that curveball drops in there, it'll even at 1-1. But also you're playing with fire, trying to throw that high curveball. I mean, if that pitch comes over the plate and it's a mile or two slower than you want it to be, it can really be taken for a ride. Can't have a hanger out there, as that 1-1 curveball sits way high, and it's now 2-1. As Antelik has really been sitting on his curveball, even though he hasn't been able to control it. Runners on second and third here, 2 outs, 6-5 ball game. That pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop by Cameron Comer to keep the runners put, as it'll now be 3-1. First base, of course, open. On deck is the 9-hitter Elvis Peralta Jr., who came in as a defensive replacement earlier in the game. As Padre awaits the 3-1. That pitch misses high, and Padre is on for the 4th time today.
Now this seems like pretty much a storybook at bat for Elvis Peralta, who didn't get the start tonight, but was able to come in. And he popped out to shortstop last inning, but is able to try and prove himself and take back his solo lead atop the.
As we'll see, the head coach Colin Martin come out and have a mound visit here with his pitcher. Oh. As now the home plate umpire comes out to break it up. Peralta Jr. comes into today hitting .312 for the Mohawks. He had 20 extra base hits after the All-Star break. The shortstop out of Marshall also has 29 runs scored on the season, which leads the team even over Richie Barella.
And Elvis, I'm pretty sure, has 39 hits on the season, did you say?
Yep, he does have 39 hits, which is 3rd on the team.
Yeah.
As that off-speed pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
That came in at 67 miles an hour, so certainly dropping the speed.
Peralta also has 23 RBIs on the season, which is good enough for top 5 on the staff as well, as that one misses low.
Yeah,
He'll be 1-1.
He's been all over the batting order this season. He started before Mike Antico was really here and showing off. That he was in the leadoff spot, dropped to 9 in the order for a little bit, and has since worked his way around, going into 6th and 2nd, and tonight he's in 9th because of the replacement.
1-1 is lifted into center field, but ranging over will be the center fielder Bertrand to make the catch and retire the side. So the Mohawks do take the lead in the bottom of the 7th here, as Michael Ludwig comes in to score on an RBI double by Justin Foscue, as we head to the 8th here at Shuttleworth Park. Your score, the Amsterdam Mohawks 6, the Saugerties Stallions 5. Stetson University playing designated hitter tonight for the Stallions. Will lead off the top of the 8th here against Ben Rhodes out of Herkimer College. First pitch cut on and missed, 0-1. Ben Rhodes, a graduate of Amsterdam High School. He originally went to, I believe, Siena College, if I'm not mistaken, and actually will be attending, I believe, St. Rose in Falls. That one was fouled off. I think it was fouled off of Matt Padre, and he seems to be okay, but the home plate umpire will walk the ball out to Rhodes. But Ben's number so far in the season on the mound, he's also had some late inning heroics at the plate as well, but this is his 4th appearance. He's thrown 7 innings, given up 7 hits, and only 2 runs are both earned. As that one misses way high, it'll be 1-2. But Rhodes has walked 1 and struck out 8, as he is 0-0 with an ERA of 2.57. as he's provided limited but solid innings here in Amsterdam. The 1-2. That curveball sits high, evens at 2-2. Saugerties has 6 outs to work with here as they're down 6-5. In this inning, it will be Martin, Bertrand, and Alvarado. The 2-2 from Rhodes is just high, it seemed like. It runs the count full. As this game becomes more and more important after Albany won already today, as that one is grounded foul over the dugout on the left side. He'll stay 3-2. But with Albany winning now, they're only a game behind right this second of Amsterdam. So if the Mohawks hold on to win, they'll go back out up a game and a half over the Dutchman. As that one is grounded slowly foul. As the hitter, Martin, his back foot almost seems to step out of the batter's box as he's lunging away. I'm not sure if that's because it's an off-speed pitch and he's sitting fastball or what, but it didn't seem like too strong of a swing. It was more of just a last-second hack to stay alive. As Rhodes sets and delivers the 3-2. That one is grounded foul down the left field line. Foscue tried to snag it, but it goes over the bag foul. As Martin stays alive here, Rhodes having trouble putting him away to start off the top of the 8th. The 3-2. That one is lofted down the right field line, and that will drop in for a fair ball and knock off the wall. Michael Ludwig picks up and throws that one into second base as Elvis Peralta Jr. almost gets the tag down for the out, but sliding in safely is Danny Martin with a leadoff double. And the Stallions now have the tying run on second base here with still nobody out. As now it will be a pinch runner, it looks like.
Number 14 from Arkansas, Dylan Lifrieri.
The pinch runner will be Dylan Lifrieri out of the University of Arkansas. Or actually, he's a Wilton, Connecticut native. He will be attending Arkansas in the fall, along with Andrew Stanley, the catcher for the Glens Falls Dragons this season. As now there's a throw to first, and it's an appeal to see if he touched first base, but the home plate umpire says that he did. As the appeal throw almost went over the head of Joe Genord. That was a little bit of a bad try as Coach Keith Griffin comes out to talk with the home plate umpire, and I think he's saying that he didn't touch first base. But it looks like the explanation of whatever he was told is good enough, and he'll head back to the dugout. And the batter will be the 8-hitter Easton Bertrand out of Minnesota. Looking at the ahead as that one is cut and missed by Bertrand as it gets away from Padre. It'll be 0-1. We have our 6-5 ball game here. Geneva is currently leading the Adirondack Trailblazers 7-4. And an even bigger game in the top of the 7th, the Newark Pilots currently lead the Jamestown Jammers 7-5. As that's a big game as Jamestown could clinch the West Division with a win. They're down two runs right now. But also Amsterdam is only 3.5 games behind them as that one is in the dirt. Running down to third is Lifrieri. And he is only 90 feet away with the tying run with still nobody out, as the Mohawks will have at least the corners in. And it looks like they'll bring the entire infield in now with the 1 Bertrand. But that game is big also because if the Mohawks are able to hold on and continue their winning ways, they've already won 3 in a row, that they could maybe catch Jamestown for the best record in the league. But right now what they're focused on is trying to win this one, as Easton Bertrand tries to check his swing, but the home plate umpire says he went around. It's now 1-2. Mohawks defense in with a runner on third in Lifrieri and still nobody out. The 1-2 in the dirt. Nice stop from Matt Padre there to keep it in front of him. Evens the count at 2-2. As this has been quite the seesaw battle, as Saugerties took an early 1-0 lead after the top of the first, but the Mohawks came back to tie it with a solo home run by Shane Muntz in the bottom of the second. Saugerties retook the lead after an error by Mike Antico in the top of the third, as that one is cut and missed by Easton Bertrand, and that'll be the first out. As Ben Rhodes gets the Minnesota Golden Gopher swinging. That'll bring up Herman Alvarado, the Nyack College product, playing third base tonight and batting ninth in the Stallions lineup. He's 0 for 3, with 2 strikeouts. Infield still in here with 1 out. First pitch from Rhodes is caught and missed by Alvarado. It'll be 0-1. Herman Alvarado on the season is only hitting 186, 16 for 86 in 28 games for the Stallions. So he's not had a lot of success at the plate, but he's gotten a good amount of at-bats. And he does have 6 doubles and 7 RBIs, as that one misses high. And it's 1-1. Alvarado not known for his power, but maybe for his quickness and also good fielding ability at third. The 1-1 from Rhodes is on the outside corner for a called strike. It'll be 1-2 now, as Ben Rhodes gave up a leadoff double here to Danny Martin. Martin was pinch ran for by Dylan Lifrieri, who is now on third base here with 1 out. Ben Rhodes struck out Easton Bertrand and now has Alvarado with a 1-2 count, and that one will be grounded to Elvis Peralta at shortstop. He checks the runner at third, throws to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning, as Lifrieri stays put at third. As that out is absolutely huge for the Mohawks. Now they can play the infield back in their conventional positions. It'll bring up Cameron Coakley, the Stetson University product, playing right field tonight. He is 0 for 4 so far. He did reach base for the first time last inning on an error at first base, on a play in which he actually ran over the Mohawks pitcher, Nick DeBrino, as it was going to be a spring training play. As now Rhodes, after giving up that leadoff extra base hit, has a chance to strand the runner. First pitch to Coakley is fouled off. It'll be 0-1. As the Mohawks this season have not been the most successful on paper in terms of wins and all the other stats that everyone watches and pores over, but I will say this Mohawks team has maybe the biggest fight I've ever seen out of any team, as that one is fouled off. It'll be 0-2 now to Coakley. But Ben Rhodes has fought tough here, even after giving up that first hit. And now is 1 strike away from sending the Mohawks to the bottom of the 8th. Coakley steps into the box. Rhodes steps off now. He'll take some time. didn't get the right sign from Padre, it seemed like. On deck, if Coakley can keep the inning going, is the two-hitter Jordan Kodzicki out of Minnesota. The 0-2, that one misses high and away. He'll be 1-2. Saugerties at one time down 5-2, fought its way back to tie it at 5 after 6.5. As that one is cut and missed by Cameron Coakley, and Ben Rhodes works around a leadoff double to get the Mohawks out of the inning. As we will head to the bottom of the 8th here at Shuttleworth Park with the Mohawks leading the Saugerties Stallions 6-5. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Mike Antico will lead off the bottom of the 8th here for the Mohawks. Antico so far today is 0 for 4. He did collect an RBI, however, on his last at-bat as he hit a ball in which the Saugerties Stallions tried to turn a double play, but he beat out the throw to first, scoring Michael Ludwig. As that one misses high. Excuse me, it didn't score Michael Ludwig. It scored Richie Barella. 1-0 count here to Antico out of St. John's, a Colts Neck, New Jersey native. As that one is in there for a called strike. Pitcher on the mound for the Stallions is Zach Strickland. Strickland is out of Georgia Southern College and has seen some action already against the Mohawks this season. The 1-1 here to Antico. as Antico looks to bunt his way on, but pulls it back, and it'll be low for a ball, 2-1. Strickland on the mound has made 8 appearances. 7 of them have been starts, as this is interesting to see him come in on relief, as he's thrown 32 innings, given up 32 hits and 20 runs. Only 17 of them have been earned. He's walked 19 and struck out 41, as that one will be grounded back to the pitcher, Strickland, as he tosses it to Taft at first for the first out. That'll bring up Tanner Allen, who is 2 for 4 so far today. He scored in the 3rd inning on Joe Genord's 3-run home run to finish out Strickland's numbers. He is 1-2 this season with an ERA of 4.78, as he has given up 13 doubles, which leads the Saugerties pitching staff by far.
And Strickland's faced the Mohawks.
As that one is fouled right back to the screen. It'll be 0-1.
Strickland's faced the Mohawks 3 times, twice in Amsterdam. He's gone against the Mohawks 9 innings, giving up 7 earned runs. So he has not been. The Mohawks have sort of had his number in the early so far this season, which is a good tell for the Mohawks, obviously.
As that one will be popped down the left field line. Ranging over is the third baseman, Alvarado, but he cannot make the catch as it goes out of play. It'll be 0-2 now to Allen.
Some of you who were at an earlier game might also remember before a game was suspended, Zach Strickland and Zane Stevens going back and forth in a
pitcher's duel.
I guess.
Before Zane Stevens was ejected for undisclosed reasons.
Yes, but Hunter Strickland was on the other side of that. Or, sorry, did I say Hunter? Zach Strickland, as Hunter Strickland plays for the Giants last I checked.
Yes, he does, as that one misses high and away. It's 1-2. But that's an understandable, as he pitches for the Giants as well.
$1 chicken nuggets, $1 cotton candy.
As now we have multiple $1 items here for sale at Shuttleworth Park at our concession stand. The time on the clock. 2. Game started at 6:45. We're on the top. Play at top of the 9th. As the 2-2 here to Allen. So this game is certainly far from over. They still have 3 outs to work with as Allen fouls that one off. And, of course, Amsterdam would love to get some insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th here as Tanner Allen is putting together a quality at-bat against Hunter Strickland, already 6 pitches.
I'd almost consider an insurance run in this inning necessary, as
with the way that these games have gone.
I mean, the Mohawks do have a knack for scoring.
Barring any crazy. played his high school state championship game his senior year, and I'm sure she's looking down on him right now, beaming proud as he is very happy to get that solo home run. As that is Ludwig's second hit of the day. He's now 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. And the Mohawks are now up 7-5.
And now, right after Ludwig hits that home run, you have to go right into Shane Muntz and Joe Genord, who also both have home runs on the night. This 3-4-5 that I mentioned earlier has been just deadly.
As the first pitch into Muntz misses, and it's 1-0. Shane on at the plate tonight is 1 for 3 with that solo home run, and he also scored after being hit by a pitch in the third. As Strickland continues to have issues against the Amsterdam Mohawks. The 1-0 from him is fouled off by Shane Muntz. That'll make it 1-1. I was relieved to see that ball. As you mentioned, insurance run. It's almost imperative. Over the center field fence. For the Amsterdam Mohawks 7, the Saugerties Stallions 5. You're listening to the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network here on YouTube Live. Welcome back here on the Amsterdam Mohawks Radio Network. We are in the top of the ninth here at Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam currently holds a 7-5 lead over the Saugerties Stallions in a game that has huge playoff implications, as if the Mohawks are able to get this win, they would clinch at least a split of the season series with Saugerties, as they would go up 5-4 overall on the season against the team, and they would also be leading the visiting Stallions by 3.5 games. As the Mohawks will have on the mound is Ryan McGlinskey, who had been hurt before. I mentioned in the last half inning that I wasn't sure if he would be able to play, as he threw some before the game. But Miklinski is on the mound here for the Mohawks. The Seton Hall sophomore is Jordan Kodzicki out of Minnesota steps up to the plate for the Stallions. Kodzicki so far on the day is 1 for 2 as that one is caught and missed by the shortstop. It'll be 0-1. He doubled and later scored in the first, and he walked and later scored in the third as well, and then he also has a walk from the 5th inning, and he even reached on an error in the 7th. So he's actually reached every single at-bat he has had as that curveball is fouled off, and it's now 0-2. Miklinski's numbers on the mound this season. This is his 10th appearance for the Mohawks. He's thrown 15 and 2/3 innings, given up 9 hits and 2 runs. They're both earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 17. He is 2-0 with 5 saves, which leads the team in a 1.14 ERA as he made the 2018 BGCBL East All-Star team. 0-2 into Kodzicki is on the inside corner for a called strike 3. Kodzicki does not like the call as the home plate umpire said something back to him. I'm not sure what, but either way, Kodzicki looks like he stayed in the game at least. But now there is 1 out, and Saugerties only has 2 more to work with, down 2 runs. As I'll bring up Cameron Comer out of the University of Virginia. Comer at the plate so far today is 2 for 4. He's singled twice and struck out twice. He has yet to score. As that first pitch misses low and inside, it's 1-0. Ben, to recap kind of how the pitch for the Mohawks, the starter, Zach Duran out of Herkimer, went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs. Only 1 of the runs was earned. He struck out 8, is now the Mohawks' 2018 leader in strikeouts, as that one is lifted into shallow center field. Mike Antico comes on and makes a sliding catch for out number 2. As that is the second sliding catch that Mike Antico has made in that area, as it might have been blocked off, unfortunately, by our big pillar here in front of our desk. So we're sorry if you couldn't see that play, but a nice sliding catch by Mike Antico. Retires Comer with the second out as Tyler Kelder steps up as the Saugerties Stallions' last hope here. As the Mohawks up 7-5, Miklinski looks to put him away, but mentioned before, Zach Duran of Herkimer went 6 innings, giving up the 2 runs, only 1 earned. Then Nick DeBrino came in, and in an inning that also had 3 errors by the Mohawks in the field, as that one misses outside. It's 1-0. He gave up 3 runs that ended up tying the game at 5. I believe, I think only 1 of them was earned for DeBrino. As that 1-0 is fouled off by Kelder. It's 1-1 now. But regardless, that made it 5-5 at the time. The Mohawks retook the lead in the bottom of the 7th, 6-5. Ben Rhodes came in to pitch the 8th, gave up a leadoff double. That runner then made it to third base, but he settled down and got the next 3 batters to strand him there and keep the lead. And now Miklinski save it here for Amsterdam. That 1-1 is fouled off, and the Stallions are now down to their final strike as that one passed through the top of the netting here. Luckily, it didn't hit anyone. Mohawks faithful have left the building as it has become late here at Shuttleworth, but a lot of ticket holders as well as some of the people from St. Mary's Healthcare here in the Mohawks faithful are hoping that they can hold on and now take a 3.5 game lead over their rival, the Saugerties Stallions. As Miklinski stepped off, now he'll reset. The 1-2. That pitch misses just inside. Evens at 2-2. Amsterdam will be off tomorrow before traveling to Glens Falls on Monday as the 2-2 here. Kelder is lifted high and deep down the right field line. Ludwig racing back and will watch it clear the wall as a solo home run by Tyler Kelder makes it 7-6 in favor of Amsterdam, as that opposite field home run also gives Kelder his 2nd RBI of the day. As he came into the at-bat 1 for 3 with an RBI single, he is now 2 for 4. after that solo shot. And they'll now bring up the 5-hitter, James Gargano out of Butler. Gargano, so far tonight, is 1 for 4. He singled back in the first and has been retired ever since. As this game is, of course, still not over. Amsterdam up by 1. Saugerties only with an out to play with. As that first pitch misses low. He'll be 1-0 here. But we mentioned the Mohawks will be off tomorrow before playing in Glens Falls Monday. If I'm not mistaken, the Stallions and Dutchmen might actually be playing a doubleheader tomorrow, as that curveball is in there for a called strike. Evens it at 1-1. One here from McClinsky to Gargano. That fastball misses low. It's now 2-1. In a game that has seen now 13 runs on 19 hits and 4 errors, McClinsky, the 2-1 here to Gargano. That one's fouled off, and once again, the Stallions are down to their final strike. McClinsky sets and deals the 2-2. Curveball sits just high, and it'll be a full count now. The 3-2. Curveball on the outside corner for a called strike 3. McClinsky saves it as the Mohawks take their last game of the season against Saugerties at Shuttleworth Park by the score of 7-5. Amsterdam now retakes a 1.5 game lead over the Albany Dutchmen, who won tonight. They take a 3.5 game lead in the East over the Saugerties Stallions in a game that saw a 3-run home run from Joe Genord that ties him for the all-time Mohawks club record. And he now has 35 RBIs on the season, as the Mohawks have won 4 in a row. The win will go to Ben Rhodes, as the loss will be saddled to the pitcher that gave up the go-ahead run. That was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Antalik. And then the save will go to Ryan McClinsky. As the Mohawks here at Shuttleworth Park tonight show why they are currently first in the East. Currently in the bottom of the 8th at Dietrich Park, the Newark Pilots also are leading the Jamestown Jammers. So if the Jammers lose tonight and that score holds, that would put the Mohawks only 2.5 games back of the first for the best record in the PGCBL, which matters based off of playoff implications. So that means that actually, if you think about it, this might have been a good thing for Saugerties to lose, just because currently in 3rd place, if the Mohawks are able to secure that league best record, that would actually bring Saugerties into a playoff spot in 3rd place. But that's a bridge that we will cross when we get to it. The Mohawks still have 9 more games to go, and they'll have to win a good amount of them to even think about sniffing the league best record this season. But tonight they do get another win, their 4th straight. Home runs came from the bats of Michael Ludwig, Shane Muntz, and Joe Genord, as the go-ahead run in the 8th. the top of the 7th instead of Ben Rhodes, who came in the 8th with the lead already, as he just gets the hold there. But as we will wrap it up here at Shuttleworth Park, your final score, the Amsterdam Mohawks 7, the Saugerties Stallions 5. For everyone here with the Mohawks and for my partner Justin Cohen, this is Adam Agresta letting everyone know to have a wonderful night.